Good morning everybody, welcome back to Cilinix Crypto, or welcome to the channel if you're new. Welcome to this new video on your daily update on Plasma here. I wanted to do an update. I mean, I'm seeing that less and less people are getting interested in Plasma, which I understand, and it's also visible in the price, by the way. I mean, if you take a look at the momentum, the volume has decreased a lot and the volume is still decreasing, right? So that's also very relevant. At this point of time, the volume is still $1.97 billion, which is definitely not nothing. But if we come from $7.4 billion, it's obviously a stark decrease. So that's what I'm seeing. I'm probably going to make these videos once every 2 days now, okay? But let me know if you'd still be interested in those. But that's just what I'm seeing in terms of how much interest there is. And maybe it's also not necessary to cover this every day. Although today, like I said, I still wanted to do a full update and talk about the possibilities here. Because I think it's good to know that we're actually getting pretty close to a potential dump right here. Yesterday, to talk about what happened, we were doing pretty good in the morning. We gained some new leverage here. We were able to break above the 1 hour downtrend. Yes, I mean, that doesn't matter a lot, the 1 hour downtrend, but still, it looked pretty good. So I also said, well, I think it's most likely we'll be able to rally into $1. But those of you who watch my video also know that I told you I'm not buying, all right? Because the what we saw yesterday morning, we've seen a couple of times, right? And at this point of time, at no point of time, it has been rewarded, right? A couple of times you can see that we bounced from this strong support level right here at 85 cents. 85 cents has very much been the bullish line in the sand. Like, we need to hold that level, otherwise it's bad news. That's also why I think we can dump down lower relatively soon, because it doesn't seem like we'll be able to hold that. But a couple of times you can see we actually gained some leverage, but it never really got anywhere. Every time that leverage stepped in, it seems like spot sellers started to pile in as well and push the price down lower. And that's also what happened last morning. Or yesterday morning, and that's also why I personally did not buy. I thought the risk of that was just much too high. So that's good news in a sense, to have preserved capital. But right now, as you can see, we're getting weaker and weaker at that 85 cents support level. And it's look, it can still go both ways. And I think fundamentally Plasma is still a great project. I don't think you should underestimate that at some point of time, Plasma is going to do great, all right? It might not look like it right now, but at some point of time, I'm pretty certain we're going to get a pretty substantial bull run from this. And at this point of time, you should also be prepared for that, right? I mean, something like this could easily still turn into something like this, even though it doesn't look most likely right now. This is a possibility, all right? Now, why I'm telling you I don't think it's most likely right now is for price action like we saw last morning, and the decreasing momentum, right? There's just a lot of capital in the market right now that's going elsewhere and not into XPL. So even though I think you should be ready, I think you should be prepared for a move to the upside, I would argue it's most likely that, you know, maybe with another spike to the upside to kind of create a bull trap, but that we will get a bearish breakdown below 85 cents. All right, and that from 85 cents, we will drop down into my beloved support area between 75, psychological support level, but also a technical support level, and 70 cents. And 70 cents is also the most traded level during the launch. So that's a very relevant level. I already told you briefly about that yesterday, that's an area where I would consider scaling in. If you really want to know whether I'm scaling in there, consider joining the Signal group. In there, I post my full trades with all the explanations, etc. And at this point of time, I also am not certain whether I will buy from there, right? So that's potentially good to know. I would not, based on this video, just set limits there. Although I do want to point you towards that level as being interesting. But yeah, so that's what I expect on XPL. That's what I expect on Plasma for now. Like I said, let me know either in the Telegram or the Discord group, which is much better than the YouTube comments at this point of time, if you'd like to see these updates more often. But for now, that's it. So thank you for watching. Take care and bye.